Welcome back to the Witch of Lupin Hollow YouTube channel. I'm Tanae, the Witch of Lupin Hollow, and I'll be your host. So today we're talking about the astrology of the winter solstice. So you probably know the winter solstice as the first day of winter on the calendar, right? A lot of our modern calendars list the solstices and equinoxes as the first day of each season. And that's true to an extent. They are really the most embodied day of each season. Fall and spring are the transitions between the more extreme seasons, and so the equinoxes are the most balanced days of the year when day and night are equal. That really sums up the autumn and spring equinox, kind of gives us the ideas about the energies of spring and fall. The summer solstice is, of course, the longest day of the year when we have the most daylight hours. The winter solstice, however, is the longest night, the shortest day of the year. And so it's really a time for going within, for going into that darkness and exploring it and embracing it. So the winter solstice, literally, its definition is that it is the longest night of the year when there are the most dark and nighttime hours, which is very interesting, right? That is a powerful thing that our ancient ancestors would have experienced, having so few daylight hours to work and gather food, but also a time for retreat, a time to be by the fire, a time to go within. And we have certainly gotten away from that with electric light, with artificial light. We don't experience the daylight and nighttime hours. We don't experience the seasons in the same way that our ancestors did. However, we can still connect with the concept, first of all, of dark and light and our experience of it, really just by paying attention. When we are aware of what's happening around us seasonally and astrologically, we are automatically more in tune and more in flow with it. But I find that working with the energies of the seasons astrologically is a really powerful way to do that because it gives us a very clear and easy tracker. So what is the astrology of the winter solstice? You might wonder why the winter solstice varies slightly from year to year, what day it happens on. The reason for that is because the solstices and equinoxes each occur at 0 degrees of a cardinal sign. So when the sun reaches 0 degrees of Capricorn, that's when the winter solstice happens. Winter solstice can shift a little bit depending on where the sun is. So if the sun is still in Sagittarius on December 21st, then the winter solstice isn't going to be until it actually reaches Capricorn. I like to think of the solstices and equinoxes as having really 2 signs that are associated with them though. And that's because the sign immediately preceding the solstice or equinox leads us right up to those energies. So for the winter solstice, that's Sagittarius and Capricorn. Sagittarius season leads us through the darkest part of the year and takes us right up to Capricorn, right up to the solstice itself. Sagittarius and Capricorn are really quite different energies from one another. Sagittarius is a fire sign, the sign of expansion, of exploration. It's the sign of adventure. It's about travel and education and curiosity and spirituality and expansion beyond your own reality. Capricorn is an earth sign, and so Capricorn is very connected to the physical reality. It's about everything here and now that you can touch and feel and experience for yourself. Capricorn loves things that are tangible and that are real. Capricorn rules our accomplishments. It rules career. It rules the things that we do here on Earth. And so Capricorn doesn't really care so much about what's happening out there in the world. It doesn't care so much about our spiritual side. It cares more about what is happening here in this moment. And, what practical steps can I take to use this moment to its fullest? So it's important to have both of these energies, right? We want to have the joyful, expansive energy of Sagittarius, but we also want to have the practical, grounded energy of Capricorn. It's so interesting to look at signs that reside side by side like this, that the sun moves from one into the next, and to have their energies be so vastly different and yet so complementary to one another as well. It's important to remember that Earth is very much the element of winter, and the reason for that is because it's when the Earth is most exposed. The Earth element is about grounding, it's about going within, it's about getting in touch with our roots, and Capricorn really helps us to do that. Sagittarius takes us out of our bodies first, right? It takes us out of ourselves, and then Capricorn pulls us back down to reality, bringing with us all the knowledge and healing that we did during Sagittarius season. So incorporating the energies of these two astrological seasons into the season of the winter solstice can be a really powerful thing. So how can you use these? Number one, I would, do some journaling and meditation around it. Definitely, always, about everything. Feel into what do the energies of these two signs mean to you? Where do they show up for you? What feels powerful about them? Or what do you feel like you don't connect with and why? Number two, I would look at your own chart, see which house you have Sagittarius and Capricorn in, see if you have any planets in either of them, and just see what themes are getting lit up for you as the sun passes between these two signs. And as the sun really goes within, as the sun retreats at its farthest point on the winter solstice, when we see as little of the sun as we will see all year long, what does that energy mean to you? And where is the sun literally in your chart in those signs of Sagittarius and Capricorn when that is happening? I think that embracing these energies of fire and earth during the winter season is really powerful. Lighting candles on the winter solstice, lighting up the dark, bringing that energy of Sagittarius's fieriness into the very grounded, rooted, meditative space of Capricorn. Combining those energies is really where we get the holiday season, right? Combining the joyfulness with the groundedness and with the experience of reality. That is the astrology of the winter solstice. If you'd like to learn more about how astrology supports and expands the themes of each season, I would love to invite you to join the Starlight Coven, my monthly program for witches who are ready to live in flow with the cycles of the seasons and the stars in a way that actually makes sense for your busy modern life. We study each sun sign every month, and we learn all about how it's connected to each pagan Sabbat, such as the winter solstice, and what that means for you personally. Where does this show up for you, and how can you celebrate this season in a way that's going to be really personally impactful? So there's a link below this video to join the coven. I encourage you to do so today. It's a really amazing and expansive program, and I would love to work with you in there. Comment below with what the winter solstice means to you, and make sure that you like this video and follow the channel so that you can be notified every time I put out a new video. I will see you next time, and happy winter solstice.